I want Americans to wake up. I want Americans to not have to fear about where their next meal is coming from or potentially taking on medical bankruptcy, which is an insane concept to begin with. So the notion of the American dream is completely lost. A lot of people feel entirely hopeless.
So what are the struggles that some young generations in the United States are experiencing? I think many people in China would want to understand.
Affordability, lack of hope in general. Everything is very costly. Wages are relatively stagnant. There's no good jobs. Everything is so expensive. You go to college and you take on $100,000, sometimes $150,000 in student loan debts because college is not free, which is ridiculous. And then you have healthcare on the other side, God forbid. You take on $150,000 in debt to go to college. You can't get a job that is applicable to your degree. So you just take whatever job you can because now you have to pay those student loan debts. And then if you lose that job, you lose your health care. So there are very real fears on that front. And then also housing is incredibly costly in the country. Half of your wages are automatically going to your rent. And people just don't think, especially young people, don't believe that they will ever retire, and certainly not retire at a reasonable age, and they will never be able to own a home. So the notion of the American dream is completely lost. A lot of people feel entirely hopeless.
Entirely hopeless?
Yes.
That's pretty strong.
Oh, for sure. I think young people, my generation and younger, if you're under the age of 35, these are the pressures that you feel on a daily basis. And that's the reason why I always try to use China as an alternative, as an example, because I also want high-speed rail in America. I want Americans to not have to fear about where their next meal is coming from or potentially taking on medical bankruptcy, which is an insane concept to begin with and doesn't even exist in other OECD nations anyway. What I'm saying is I want Americans to wake up. And I think China is a decent example to showcase